Hello, good afternoon. My name is Madeleine. I'm a psychic channel medium, and this read is going to be for Leo. I like to think that my reads are for whatever planets you have in Leo and wherever you hold Leo energy in your chart. And what else? Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, of course. Strongest, though, this read is for Leo Ascendant. And what else can we talk about here? Oh yeah, I want to just talk a little bit about the current astrological weather. We had Saturn stationing direct for Leo. Let's find Leo in the 6th house, so that's day-to-day routine, work, health. And then we had the Venus new moon for Leo in the 4th house, home matters. Wait, sorry, what did I say? Venus new moon for Leo. Whoops, sorry, in the 3rd house. Venus new moon. I'm sorry, the Libra new moon, it was in the 3rd house. Second house for Leo. And we have Saturn stationing direct for Leo in the 6th. All right. A lot of planets in the 3rd house too. Communication here for Leo Ascendant. All right. Just to let you know, I have a workshop coming up this weekend, a tarot divination workshop where I teach divination, and we do work with astrology and we look at people's charts. I look at people's charts, and I also pretty much give everybody a read, and I teach as I give the reads because I think divination is very important. I would be lost without it. It aligns our head with our hearts, our inner knowing, our truth. And so I have a workshop this weekend, Saturday, October 5th in the Pasadena area. If you'd like to come, please email me. My email is below. And also I do individual reads, so you may email me for those too if you would like a read. And if you'd like to, I have a Yelp page as Madeleine Parker Tarot, or Tarot by Madeleine Parker, in the Los Angeles area, where I have reviews. So feel free to read those. Oh, what else can we talk about here? All right, I think we'll just go into the read now. This is for Leo. There's 2 cards came out here. I'm going to leave those together because I feel like that's saying something. That is a card I use. Remember, we got all those communication cards. This card got bent, and so I have a temporary card for that. I fell out of my pocket, or fell out of the box into a puddle. Couldn't believe it. All right. Okay, so Leo Ascendant, you have the Sun in the 3rd house, Mercury in the 3rd house, Venus in the 3rd house, but these planets are all currently in Libra. Mars is in the 2nd house. Mars is in Virgo. Okay, so I'm looking at that because I see this is a communication. We've got all right, let's take a look at this. Okay, starts out with the 4 of Pentacles. Holding back, temperance, waiting, fears, negativity, blockages. Now, we had Saturn in retrograde during the summer, which would have blocked some progress in some way for Leo Ascendant, as I said, in their 6th house. So it looks to me that 6th house can represent work. So the Leo Ascendant have been saving their money, holding back, patiently knowing they need to wait, or knowing that they need to hold back because they're waiting. And it looks like they're waiting for some sort of clarity and knowledge of where to put their energy. Or let's say the knowledge of what and who to work with. So they are coming into an awareness, Leo ascendant or Leo energy, of trigger fears and negative thoughts. So we get the Temperance card. I can almost do a long read just on the first 4 cards. But we get the Temperance card signifying balancing out of thoughts and fears that are kind of negative, because now we go into this Ten of Swords. So Leo have been holding their money, holding back, processing fears of negative thinking that has them pull away from situations, or had them in situations that they need to pull away from. So Leo is kind of releasing hidden fears. The fears behind the negative thinking, the fears that cause the negative thinking, are being balanced out. In the meantime, they're non-active. They're holding back a little bit, Leo, and pulling away from other people that created or fed the negative thinking. So Leo are winning and pulling away from negative old ways and old patterns of thinking. So remember, we were talking about what Saturn in retrograde does is it helps us see where we block ourselves from progressing in our, the ways we aren't doing things right, or the thoughts that we hold that aren't in alignment with our disciplined progress for the long term. And so in retrograde, it reveals to us our issues. And so for Leo, this period has been very much a clearing of some deep fears that created negative thoughts, that put them into choices that they are now realizing they made out of those motives, and they're pulling away from that. Now, this is the heart space in my grid. I like to teach my grid, which is situation, headspace, what the divine wants you to think, wild card, outcome. Now, when I talk about God and the divine, I just mean our higher selves, our divine version of ourself that goes all the way up, that reaches up to the divine energies, the higher frequency version of ourselves. And this is the devil landing in the heart spot, representing a surrender, a knowledge of, it's sort of like a realization that this is the addiction card. So I'm going to say that, and this is all connected to this holding back period. So for Leo ascendant, there's anywhere, of course, you hold Leo energy, there's some form of an obsessive addiction that threw them out of alignment towards action. So there's some deep fear triggering the negative thinking caused that threw Leo way out of alignment, chasing ego options that blocked the heart's truth, because some sort of restricted thinking based in a fear. So this is what's happening for Leo right now. They're balancing out of these barrier thoughts that were stemmed in wounding, okay, in a subconscious depression. Now, this is rapidly changing, because there's this sort of balancing out of this fear and this sort of holding back from action, turned away again, out of alignment, because they've realized they've acted out of alignment from ego motives, fear motives, seeking security or status or what people think, or anyway, they realize they've been kind of out of alignment. And so now there's a rapid turnaround here happening for Leo, and a break free, a big break free. And now we get the Seven of Swords representing living a lie in life, basically living a deceptive life that isn't from the heart, is being let go. Again, this breakthrough, the message of the sun is happening again here, which is the major arcana. It's the breakthrough and the letting go, and the this is the fear that is, once this fear sort of gets balanced out, it's almost like there's going to be this explosion out for the Leo, letting go, and then we get this firing up of adventure happening for Leo. So it's kind of a fun read. It's kind of like the Leo is breaking free when they heal this wounding around that causing negative thinking. It's almost like this quick, sudden, again, this energy is fast, the Eight of Wands, explosion, releasing of the deceptive illusions around ego choices and the illusion of these options, and letting go. And they're dominated by divine motive now, because this is the Emperor's landing in my divine section of the read, and that's the 11th card. So that's the cross in the center, which is the divine portal, the divine vortex where the message comes through, which is they are ready to become a true worker from the heart, from a divine motive. So, because the Emperor hitting in the 11th spot means taking a dominant divine motive, motivating from the divine as the main purpose, as the boss, because this is also the boss, so God being the boss, allowing the higher version of themselves, the higher spiritual version of themselves to be in charge. So it's like a shift from fear choices to adventurous, to divine, letting go, to allowing divine will in on the choice. And wow, look what happens. It's like attainment, ultimate hope for financial independence, liberation, and living inspired, a complete and utter transformation. Okay, because the Death card represents a complete and utter transformation to working in alignment from the heart. So you're getting the Leo ascendant setting free, because we get the Sun card, the Star card at the bottom of the wreath. So this is in the 5D. This is what's coming in. And once the Leo processes these fears that cause them to choose ego choices from a deep place, rather than setting themselves free and dominating from the will of a higher place, letting the divine be boss, releasing them to trust a fun adventure, the fire in the Leo, the creative fire, passion to roar up and attain the biggest dream, which is what Leo wants, which is to be, to be at the top of their game and to be the full version of themselves. The lion wants to roar at the top of that hill, at the top, and look over its kingdom. And there's hope for that here for Leo when they set themselves free. And that's what this read really is hoping for Leo in these energies, is to have this transformation and shed the old skin like the snake, shed the old version of themselves that was restricted and stuck from perceptions that were based in fears. So this is beautiful read. Thank you, Leo. Let me think. That's all I think I can say. This is good. Financial independence. A lot of those cards are coming up a lot right now in everybody's reads. So it feels like there's a really good surge. That is the Virgo energy. So it feels like a lot of signs have really progressed financially and progressed financial security for themselves. So thank you, Leo. Namaste.